When I have a crush on a girl, I will do these things. Around 3 years ago, I was crushing super hard on this influencer girl. She would make TikToks and Instagram reels and I would eat them up like a Sunday roast. She's not super popular or like super off meta either. Well, I typically never do this on other people's posts, but for crushy wushies, I would leave comments on her posts. You would think it's me complimenting or cheerleading for her, but nah. It would be like this. One of her posts was titled, "I'm 22 now. That's crazy. Your bio still says 21 though." And on another post, she actually replied to me. She would make YouTube vlogs as well, and I said, "When will your next YouTube video be?" Do you see what she added there at the end? She called me boo. I actually felt bad because she thinks I'm a fellow girly pop, but I was a man in disguise. So why is your profile picture a girl then? Because sometimes guys want to be Pookie too. It's a girl from the K-pop group Promise 9, and let's just say my K-pop phase in 2022 was something you guys should not know about. Another way I showed my interest in a girl during high school was just straight up follow her on Instagram. Just kidding. Okay, just kidding, because it's easy as flub to find your classmate's Instagram. Well, there was this girl in my table group of 4 in my English class. She was omega popular. So since we were forced to talk and discuss the book with each other, I just randomly started following her one day on Instagram. I was like, okay, the success rate of her following me back is high because we've had interactions now. She probably knows who this is. And guess what? She didn't follow me back. Well, she probably didn't see it since her profile is public, so she didn't have to approve it. Welp, we'll never know if she saw it or not and just went, "Ew, why is that derpy Alkamon looking dude thinking that we're buddies now?" So it was pretty awkward when we would go back to talking IRL. You're also making this awkward too. When I was in high school in my 3rd year, the same exact class to my How to Be Funny video, there was this 4th year girl who sat right here. She was pretty cute, but not like a crushy wushy. But one day, when class hadn't started yet, I was just chilling and she walked down the aisle and said, "Hey Kevin, you were in my dream last night." And she was also super popular. And when you're super popular, you can say all sorts of outrageous banter and people are gonna be like, "Oh ho ho." And I was like, oh. Cause in my head, I was thinking, does she mean it that way? No way, I'm literally a Goomba. And that was that. If we're texting, which not many girls get to this point, I will let you know if I have to be right back because I don't want to give off the impression that when we're chatting and I suddenly need to go AFK, I just mysteriously leave and now she thinks I went, I'm bored of this. So I'll let you know why I might be dry for a couple of minutes, like I gotta go take the chicken out of the freezer. And maybe I'll even dual wield the chicken and the texting. If you notice that I become an Animal Crossing villager towards you, then that's a good indicator that I like you. What does that mean? First, I'll give you gifts. This is most likely because growing up, I never got much physical affection or verbal affection, so I don't know how to do that to others. When my 2 Chick-fil-A coworker friends let me stay in their apartment for 2 weeks when they went off to a missionary, I showed my appreciation as the broke college student I was and gave them something of their greatest interest. I gave them an anime figurine. It was Shinobu and Goku. First, I was gonna get them a Funko Pop, but low-key those things look stupid, so I got them an actual figurine. So for quartering me in their apartment for 2 weeks, I gave them the rightful reward of an anime figure. I know, that trade offer was so bad, I'm like a Minecraft villager. But gift giving is not the only Animal Crossing villager thing that I do, cause what's something else that these derpy animals do? They talk about random derpy things that's going on with their lives. For example, if I don't really like you, then our conversation might be super basic like, "How you doing, dog?" But if I start crushing on you, I'll talk about deep things in my personal life. Yo, so I've been getting into gardening and the other day I was loosening up the soil to plant new seeds and I found a worm in the dirt. I was so happy and didn't know how it got in there. But now I know that I can keep burying food scraps in there. When I like a girl, I pretend that I don't like the girl. What a great defense mechanism. And on the other hand, when it's a girl that I don't really have a crush on, I'm like a Giga Chad with her. I can literally ask what her name is, where she grew up, because I don't care about failing the conversation. And I'm not saying that I only talk to ugly girls. There have been multiple girls that I talk to that are conventionally pretty, but it's if I decide to have a crush on you, then I turn into a shy guy. Let's take the gym for example. You guys know how cooked I am with talking with Belle, but there have been multiple times where I've interacted with different girls at the gym. The other day, I was getting up on the Stairmaster and it was just one spot open and it was sandwiched by 2 girls. I don't care. I get up the Stairmaster with no flubs given. And here's the kicker. When I was done, I went to get a cleaning wipe but forgot that I took one up with me when I started. So I casually look at the girl next to me and offer it to her. She goes, "Oh, thanks." And then she made small talk. Man, they need more fans above the Stairmaster. Yeah, well, if you go into the yoga room, you can turn on the fans and it also doesn't smell sweaty in there. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks. Yep. And you guys know that would never happen with me and Belle. Now this next thing, I don't really understand the reasoning behind this because when I'm talking to a girl that I like, I will talk about a celebrity crush that I like as a way of bringing up crushes into the conversation. So in the past, there may have been a girl I liked and I would sometimes send her Instagram posts from like Momo from Twice and say, "Oh, she's so pretty." Now I'm not saying that I would choose Momo over the girl because I don't really mess with celebrities like that. But now the conversation has switched over to talking about crushes and what we like in someone. Now if the girl responds with a picture of some regular Joe Schmo, then yeah, I'm cooked. I do this with only celebrity people because what I'm trying to say is that I'm not crushing on her over you. I'm trying to say that I like you by pointing out a similarity between Momo and you. Now, I would say for stalking, I feel like I definitely am not the most stalker because recently I was scrolling on IG Reels and supposedly people stalk other people's Spotifys to try and sense what their crush was feeling like when they added certain songs to their playlists. I mean, can you really decipher that kind of stuff? If I had access to my crush's Spotify, then I'm just looking at what type of music she listens to. And 9 times out of 10, our music taste doesn't match though. To prove my point, if my gym playlist consists of these songs, what does that say about me? I don't even know what that says about me, just that I like these songs during that time. But if I have Caramel Dancin' added during April, does that mean I was feeling goofy and derpy during that time? Now, there's a common thing guys do when they're talking with the girl, and I'm so glad I don't do this. It's when the guy makes his voice deeper to sound more macho and masculine. For me, I get stuck in this vocal tone like, "Hi, nice weather we're having. Hi, how many more sets do you have?" Because I get so nervous that I forget to sound like an actual human being. Another trait I have when I have a crush, I start becoming mysterious. So actually, in that same exact Spanish class, there was this girl. She was the quiet type, but super pretty. She was a crushy-wushy. She wasn't a popular girl either, so I respected her hustle. One day, we were table partners, and so we're practicing our NPC dialogue, and it came to the point of, "What is your favorite smell?" She said vanilla. And guess what I did after that? On my Finsta, which is a secondary Instagram for your close friends, I made a post and unrelated to it, the caption was, "Her favorite smell is vanilla." And of course my friends were like, "What are you talking about?" So my friend and I in our senior year were crushing on this super whooper popular girl. We're in the same history class and so we did a friendly competition. We both request to follow her and see if she follows us back. He requested to follow her. No response. And he had more followers than me, more aura than me, and he was taller than me. So if that's what he got, then I'm gonna get reported for harassment. Guess what? She requested to follow me back. This was huge for the 5-foot community. So after school, I met up with him in the band room and he was super envious. And then right after, we sat down and started looking at her pictures.